Hi everyone, Sergeant Kalani Souza here with some recruitment tips for your physical agility. I'm actually here with City of Modesto PIO Thomas Reeves, who recently ran the PAT. So what do you think about the physical agility last Friday?
It was tough, I'm not going to lie. I struggled a bit. I'm not as in shape as many who take the test, but I passed, and for me that's a big deal. So I was proud of myself. There's definitely some elements that are more challenging than others, but everybody of course takes it differently in terms of what's challenging and what's not challenging. But I passed, so I'm pretty proud of myself.
Yeah. What part of the physical agility most surprised you that you thought maybe was a little bit easier that you're going to have some difficulties with, or was everything pretty much the same?
Yeah, I think you go into it thinking that it's going to be every man for himself, and that you go in thinking that you're competing against the people that are there. I found it to be really comforting and encouraging that everybody was really kind of rooting each other on. The police department, the folks from your staff were really encouraging. They were rooting for us, and it was interesting to see that many of the applicants that were there themselves going through this test were rooting other applicants on, and so that was really helpful for me to see that everybody's. You go in thinking that everybody's kind of sizing each other up. It wasn't the case. It was really encouraging. Everybody was pretty proud of each other.
Was it a little more difficult than you thought it was going to be? I know you kind of said it was a little bit, but I mean, what do you think as far as like a basic entry-level kind of physical agility test?
I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
I didn't have much in terms of background for this type of thing. I never grew up thinking that I was going to be a police officer, and so I really came into this with this idea that I want to experience what you go through. I can't pretend to be a communicator for the police department or for the city if I don't know what you all go through, and certainly I'll never know all that you go through, but this was one small piece that I could at least say I tried it.
Yeah.
And so I was not, I didn't really know what to expect going into it. Certainly I knew that it would be challenging because I'm not one who does all of these physical tests on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And so certain elements were more difficult than others, but of course, again, each person has different perspectives when it comes to the running and hopping over walls and doing the push-ups and sit-ups. Everybody kind of excels at their own pace and at their own tests.
You had mentioned the support from the police department. I know we had a lot of our SWAT team out there. How encouraging do you think that was for you and then for the other applicants, just the SWAT team out there motivating you in their SWAT gear, running with everybody at one point?
Yeah.
How encouraging was that?
Well, I think it's intimidating at first. You walk in, and not only do you have the other applicants that are there, and they're all, stretching and getting ready and kind of sizing the competition up. But then there's also, of course, everyone in uniform, and not only the police uniform, but then also the SWAT uniform. And so it's an added layer of risk associated with coming into this situation. But the reality is they were all very helpful, very friendly. They talk to you. And they want you to succeed, and they want people to succeed to become their partners in the future. I was talking to one member of the SWAT team in particular who was saying that these days you can move up the ranks very quickly if you're committed, you're dedicated to the team, you work at it, you practice at it, you can work and move up fairly quickly. And that's because we want a team atmosphere here where we're all working together. And so it was encouraging to see that. Obviously, it can be intimidating at first, but then once you heard that they were so encouraging on the sidelines, knowing that they want you as a partner. And so that was encouraging to me.
If you had to give one piece of advice to the applicants coming in, what would that piece of advice coming into the physical agility be?
Certainly everyone comes into this test thinking that they have to go to the gym every day and they have to practice through each of the components of the test to make sure that it's perfect. I definitely would encourage people to look at the elements of the test and so that the first time you're looking at the elements, it's not that morning. But I think more importantly, it's the attitude that you come into the test with. It's the attitude of thinking that you're just as much a part of the team as everybody else who's there. There were definitely some applicants that came in that I could see who were thinking that they got this no problem. It would be easy for them. They came in thinking no problem. I got this in the bag. And that mentality I think doesn't work well with this type of environment, with this type of test. I think the test really is not only can you physically get through the elements, but then how do you do in this team atmosphere? How do you do with encouraging one another? How do you do with your personality, your attitude again? And if you come into it with a cocky attitude or an arrogant attitude, I don't know that this is going to be a place where you're going to excel. You come into it certainly doing your best on the physical part, but then it's more than the physical part. What I was able to glean from this was it's about becoming one of our team, our family here at the City of Modesto and the police department, and having that mentality of coming in thinking that I'm no better than anybody else, I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to encourage everybody else too.
Oh, well, there you have it. So, insider words right there. We want you to be part of our family. There's more to it than just being a physical fitness guru. So, we look at all aspects of the applicant. So, for more information, shoot us an email at mpdrecruitment@modestopd.com. We've got a physical agility test scheduled for June 28th. We'll look forward to seeing you there, and we've got a spot for you. Thanks for joining us.